Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode number 12 of Let's Play LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. We are in the Attack of the Clones era. If you haven't noticed in the titles of these episodes, I've actually started abbreviating Attack of the Clones, so that way we could actually fit in some quirky titles here. But here we go. This is an episode I've really been dreading, because I got so lost when doing this episode as to like what we were actually doing, and I don't think it displays well on screen. So when it came time to doing the voiceover, I've been very cautious in letting that out, because I don't think there's like really a good way for us to get over here. And their blaster fire doesn't bounce back on the lightsaber, so it takes me a while to realize that like I could switch to Padme Amidala. Or just throw these at them. Like that'll work. But then he just comes right back up, yeah, so it's not gonna work. Like I'm better off to take control of Padme right now. I make so many foolish mistakes in this episode. Like, this is almost like a gag episode in the series, like how bad I am with it. Because, like, I just do so poorly. Because then he floats down. It did, like, barely any damage to him. And now I can take control of Padme and actually do damage. And it's so much easier. So say what you want. Obi-Wan Kenobi blasters are uncivilized. In this case, it's a lot better than throwing aimless weapons at the enemy. What do you have to say to that, old Ben? I don't think old Ben's. I think Obi-Wan says it in episode 3. Blasters are uncivilized. So uncivilized, or something like that, and he throws a blaster to the side, if I recall correctly. But yes, this is really like for those familiar with what's about to come up, and we are most certainly, I know I planned to do one for episode 1. It should be out by now, under the miscellaneous videos, but I was planning on doing a rewrite for episode 1, but episode 1, my rewrite for it it changes a lot, but it's really like, it just sort of changes the dynamic of things. I think things still work if episode 1 maintains. My episode 2 rewrite, along with how I think, even if I don't get to the rewrites, which I really want to, I will get to how Switch and how LEGO really missed the mark on this game as a whole come episode 2, right? Because right now we're on Geonosis, which is really the peak of the Clone Wars. Now, episodes 1 through 6 have already been done LEGO Star Wars wise. So in order to bring back old fans, right, they've brought back episodes 1 through 6 and then tacked on 7, 8, and 9 for this saga. What I would add is probably more important is the Clone Wars. Why aren't the Clone Wars like their own? The Clone Wars should have got a lot of love in the LEGO world. Like, it's very easy to do. It's just droids and clones, along with Jedi that we already know. Maybe make like an in-between Anakin, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, like all that sort of stuff. And I mean, the script is already written. And there's lots of goofy stuff that happens. Like, why not just do it? But regardless, I'll come out with a whole video about not only why they should have done it, but like how it should look when it's done. And like I said, I'm also going to be jumping into, there we go, there's the death. I'm also going to be jumping into some rewrites here of games in the series. Not just games, but like the movies themselves. I spent a lot of time over the past couple weeks rewriting Attack of the Clones. Spoilers, it does have like a very, very, like, half the movie's cut. It has a huge emphasis on like the start of the Clone Wars, and like, I don't know, for me, like, some people may disagree, but I actually really enjoy the political aspects of Star Wars at times. And I think like Attack of the Clones really should have been, I know a lot of people criticize it for being focused on the politics, but I think the politics are important, and then with my tweaks to episode 1, you get a lot more of a flary battles and things like that, and spend more time with Dooku, and like I feel like that's much more important than what was actually going on in this movie. But hindsight is 2020. Maybe you'll like my adaptation. Maybe you'll prefer George Lucas's. I don't know. And then for those that I'm sure are now thinking it as they're watching this, as we play around with R2-D2 and C-3PO, I'll be doing a rewrite for episodes 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6 I'm going to leave alone. That's George Lucas's masterpiece. I can't even begin to rewrite what is written there. It's great. 7, 8, and 9. I don't know. Unless... I would say let's see how my episode 1, 2, and 3 rewrite go. And if there's a large demand for it, maybe I'll touch 7, 8, and 9. But I think it's hard without rewriting the entirety of it. Like, a lot of it needs to change. Like, almost 90% of it. You can keep main characters and things, but like the rest needs to go. Like, none of the plot elements are... When we start playing 7, 8, and 9 on the channel here, you'll see. You'll see as I go into it, like, from a plot aspect, they just suck. They're really bad. But yeah, I don't know, like, this, I really wanted to leave this episode in because, like, it is right, this is like a big momentum shift in the movies with everything going on. But like, I don't know, this level just really feels like filler. I don't know like how else to put it on. Like, from a gameplay perspective, it's just sort of like we're doing things to do things, which I can get. It's also kind of cheesy. I do like that it gives me ideas as to what to do, because like I would have never guessed that we need a grapple hook onto the side of this burner. Hope that we don't die. And make our way up to the top. Like, I think it takes me a few jumps to even get up here, but it's like, how do you even... How is this even like your thought? There we go. Burn to death. Cut it. That's the end of episode 2. Padme Amidala burns to death. See, yeah, like, you need to ride it up here, but then you almost need to like double jump off this, and it's not letting me. But there, I finally work around and get it done. And we have the droid stopped here. Something tells me I need R2 and C-3PO. Oh no, I need Anakin for that right there. Let's go, Mr. Skywalker. Let's see what you got. Qui-Gon Jinn was a master at this odd trade that is not really usable in any situation at all. Do you have what it takes, young Skywalker? Okay, you got enough. What do we need to do with this thing? I feel like we need to do something with this thing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. Okay, now that's definitely like an R2 thing. Is it Padme? It almost looks like Boba Fett. I mean, it looks very bizarre. So me doing this does absolutely nothing. We're sort of stuck up here, which tells me we need the droids. Let's see what the droids are up to. Okay, they're telling us to go this way. I like R2 so much better, but C-3PO is like so much easier to use. Like, he's designed like the other Lego characters, if that makes sense. So, yeah, let's take on a Geonosian. Can't believe we actually beat him. Okay. We're obviously, like, we're at a standstill with, like, both sets of characters. Like, it's not clear what the path forward is here for, like, anybody. There's nothing I could do this way. Can Padme? Yeah, Padme can do this? What? Okay, why can't Anakin do it? I mean, he's, like, Space Force Jesus. Like, why can't he just easily hop on and solve a puzzle? I apologize if you hear people out there in the background. We do live in a college town. And, with our recent move, we have moved closer to the university, so we hear people from time to time going out and partying and doing things like that. Really doesn't bother us, and I feel like I've really gotten used to like the being loud enough for these episodes. So for reference, this will be like my normal tone of voice anymore. Like, it's not going to be screaming into the microphone like I was at my old place a little bit, but I feel like I'm not as toned down as I was originally when I moved here. So I mean, hopefully that is apparent on your end and you can see the changes, but I feel like those have really only come to play in like the last couple episodes of Let's Plays and things like that, but we are finding our footing. It just takes a little bit, right? Like trying to be sensitive to new neighbors and things like that, and sort of have to do what you do for a couple days and follow up, and is it noisy, is it not noisy, and sort of work with that. And this seems like a comfortable level for everybody. Either that or I'm just being a hypersensitive neighbor. I don't know. I feel like this Let's Play episode in general has gotten ranty, and it's because I feel like the actual play walkthrough of this one is like really like it's a side plot. And to be honest, like in the movie, I kind of feel like this is a side plot too. Like it's just a reason to get Anakin and Padme here, is how it always feels anytime I see it. It's like, oh, we needed to get them there, and we needed them to do some cool action stuff when they got there. Soda pop. So that way, whatever, it fit in with the rest of the characters, and it's like, that's fine. But it doesn't really fit in with the characters. Like, it makes sense from, like, the perspective that they're coming at it, but it's also very, it feels very forced. Because they used the Force to push it in there. That's right, George. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Mr. Lucas. But clearly there's something we have to do in the middle here. I think it's Padme with her whatever. I try everybody. There's clearly something on the door here that we can do. Like I said, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like a very big guessing game. Oh my god, I ripped C-3PO in half. That's certainly not good. No, don't. Is he gone? Okay, Anakin, come on, help out. How do we reattach C-3PO? Maybe this will be the end of the episode. Yeah, it probably is going to be the end of the episode. Okay, we're gonna save her here. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of the episode. There is only about 2 minutes left. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational for myself and continue to make videos just like this now in the near future. We'll be playing this series here. Let's play Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if this isn't quite your jam, or on Mondays and Wednesdays, my apologies. But if this isn't quite your jam, we'll also be playing Let's Play a Pokemon Alpha Sapphire on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the channel. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, we're right about to wrap up that series, so there may be a new Pokemon game coming out there. I do know I'm going to do one more Pokemon game after the Pokemon game we have currently going on, Alpha Sapphire. And I'm going to jump into 2 Xbox games back to back. I think we're going to do a Halo game, and we're going to do a Kingdom Hearts game. But I do know I'm going to stay on the Switch and emulated games for the time being. So, something to look forward to in the near future. But, as always, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you all here in the next one. Until then, as always, peace out, Girl Scout.
As my first act with this new authority, I will create a grand army of the Republic to counter the increasing threats of the Separatists.
I will take what Jedi we have left and go to Geonosis and help Obi-Wan.
Visit I will. The cloners on Camino.